All right. This is going to be one of those videos that I'm making it because I have something inside that I want to share. Okay, and it's this is so disturbing for me what I just saw and went through that I try to sleep. It's like 1:20. I try to sleep, but I kept tossing and turning because I kept having the images and the video of what I'm about to speak just play over and over. I even had a dream about it, and then I kept tossing and turning and thinking, how am I going to share this video? What am I going to say? Should I show a photograph? Should I show the video? Should I show the newspaper? What should I say? Okay, to give you a context, I want you to Google search. The name is here, Mohammad, Mohammad, Mohammad Al Qumsan, Mohammad Al Qumsan. Okay, Mohammad Al Qumsan, a Palestinian man. Now this man, he was blessed with the twins with his wife. They were displaced in Palestine, and he was blessed with twins, and he went to get their birth certificate. And when he returned, he found out that his wife, his newly born twins, his grandmother, their grandmother, all were killed because of an Israeli strike in that area. And for a man who just had a family, who just had children for the first time, he lost everything for no fault of his own. Okay? Now, this video is not about the politics. This video is not about, see, Israel is evil or Palestinians are innocent, or I'm not going to get into the politics. Okay? Rather, I'm requesting you, for at least for the duration of this video, don't identify yourself or anyone as a Muslim, as a Christian, as a Jew, as a Hindu, as anything, as an Israeli or a Palestinian or Indian or Pakistani. I just want you to view this video as a human being looking at another human being. Watch that. The Middle East Monitor has a video on Instagram Reel, where they have shown this. Okay, Middle East Monitor. It is 1 day ago. Now, I'm not going to play the video, but the father, as soon as he comes in with the certificates in his hand and is informed about this man, even if you don't put the volume, no, the way he cries, the way he falls on, the way he collapses, the pain, I could literally feel it, I could literally feel it. And when he's talking about it, he's closing his eyes and he's speaking about the pain. And then they show the image of his newly born children, twins. And then after that, he's praying, the Muslim prayer. And you can clearly make out how much of pain is there. This is without the volume, just looking. And I'll tell you, the most horrific part which I couldn't get through was when he was informed this and he is crying, his body is in so much pain, he's in so much agony, and a person is hugging him and he's like, he can't take it. Now, see, here's the funny thing. Any human being, Israeli, Palestinian, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Indian, Pakistani, African, American, on a one-to-one basis, I don't think any one of us is evil. I don't think any one of us is so sinister that he would wish or he would want, forget having feeling happy or having the glee, to wish a man loses his wife, like just a normal person. Like, would you look at a stranger and say, I wish your wife was dead, I wish your babies were dead? Yeah, there are trolls who online, they talk all sorts of nonsense, like people who get angry with me just because I put a video about, let's say, a BJP policy or a crime that was committed, rape in India or something, and then they send these crude messages. So I want to do this to your daughter, my 5-year-old. I want to do this to your wife. And they talk, but when you come face to face, unless someone is really emotionally, mentally, and seriously a sick human being, the majority of us are not like that. We'll never wish anything bad for anyone. And forget wishing bad. I don't think we would see or even imagine. Yes, we could get angry and say a lot of things, but when it actually came, unless we were pushed to the limits, pushed to the extreme limits, where we completely snap, and that's a totally different thing. Okay. Now, why am I bringing this up? What is the point? What am I trying to tell you? We as human beings, we are nice people. We have goodness in us. And the proof of that is when we hug our mother, our father, our children, our friends. We are so loving. But then where does this hate spew from? Where does it spew from? See, I'm very sure the Israelis who bombed these particular locations, the soldiers or the ones who are operating the drone, they didn't specifically target, this man has 2 kids, okay, let's make sure that something happens to them. No, they are just following instructions. I remember watching this Hollywood movie where these people are sitting in a control center. It's like a dark area. There are 6-7 soldiers who are operating a drone, and the commander, the general, who is senior guy who's talking to them, he gets his instructions from the phone, and that guy gets instruction from the president. I can't remember which movie this was. So the president calls his, main guy. All right, what's the situation? So he says, sir, we have to bomb this place. Otherwise, we stand a risk of hurting our citizens or the military, our military base. So he says, what is your call? He said, sir, we need to completely destroy it. He said, what if there are civilians? Sir, that is, collateral damage. That's part of it. Saying, okay, if you feel so, do you think we have any alternative? Sir, we have to strike. We don't have a choice. Please, sir. This is no time to be soft. So he says, okay, you take the call. So the general, he says, okay, he's a very tough, rugged military guy. He's not an evil person. He is not targeting anyone, but he says, we need to protect our military brothers and sisters. So he informs that senior guy. And the senior guy says, sir, yes. So are you sure you want us to target that? Sir, but there are civilians. So he says, this is an order. Yes, sir. He says, fine. And then he informs these guys who are sitting there, all right, guys, order from the top. You have to bomb. Put the drone in that area, bomb it. And even these soldiers who are there, they're like, sir, but the camera shows there are civilians. Sir, the camera shows that this thing, we are not sure if there are these terrorists or there are these people. He says, this is an order. And, they show that guy's face, they show the lady's face. They are like normal individuals. And they don't want to, they are hesitant. And the main guy says, who's their boss, press, fire, do it now. And then they don't have a choice and they press, and you can see like the shadow from the top of the camera. There is a lady with a child and a man, family. And all of a sudden there's a big black smoke, black and white, and it's a whole black and white thing, and everything is flattened. And then these soldiers, they come out and they think, I can't do this anymore. I really can't do it. And then that other guy says, hey, listen, if you say no, someone else will do it. It's not going to stop. This person says, but I can't have this guilt on my conscience. And the person goes. Now, I'm not trying to say that every soldier has to do that. See, we live in a day and age where politics, war, like if Russia and Ukraine, not all Russians are good and not all Russians are bad. Or not all Ukrainians are good, not all Ukrainians are bad. These soldiers are following orders, whether they like it or not. And the politicians who are there right at the top, maybe personally they're very good people, but they have to let go of their feelings and this thing, and they have to take a role of being a tough leader, general, and sometimes cold hearted. So it's the name of the game. But what I get disturbed about is when you have people, human beings, people we talk to, people we chat, who are nice people, and they are so influenced by the media or so brainwashed with their nationalism or whatever that they are actually justifying and being happy that someone has lost their loved one or their child. Or I'll give you 2 or 3 examples of actual people who I know, who I respect, who have been my clients, who have been very close to me, who justified such a behavior. I'll give you one example. The latest one was this guy. My group members, I request you don't name him because it just happened. My WhatsApp group members, please don't name him. This guy is in his 50s. He has children. He has grandchildren. Very hardworking man. Indian who worked in many Gulf countries, who mixed with Indians, Pakistanis, Filipinos, all that. And finally, he came back to India and he continued working. But he is such a hardcore BJP, such a hardcore nationalist, that every time there was a tragedy in Pakistan or there was some problem that happened with Pakistanis or a news where Pakistani or Muslim or anything of Pakistan was bad, he would very happily share it. Fine, it was news, no problem. And he would always give derogatory statements. I would keep telling him, see, listen, you're a mature man, you're in your 50s. I know you have a slight bias towards him, but just cool it down. So it was okay. It was all going fine. Until, this Pakistan and India's Independence Day came. And, there are Indians and Pakistanis in my group. And everyone was wishing each other. Indians were wishing Pakistanis, happy Independence Day. Pakistanis were wishing Indians. They're saying, we are like brothers. And the Pakistanis themselves say, our nation is not perfect. We have so many problems. Our freedom. So they were criticizing. They were very factual. We should be inspired by you Indians. At least you have a strong leader. So it was a lot of love and understanding. This guy, he sends a message, a JPEG image, Happy Independence Day and something in Hindi, which I couldn't understand what. And because what I noticed is everyone started questioning, why the hell are you sending this? So I asked everyone, what is written in the image, which is in Hindi? So he said in that, Happy Independence Day to Pakistan, you will continue remaining naked and hungry and thirsty or something like that. A very derogatory statement. Continue remaining hungry, thirsty and naked. Ha ha ha. So I was like, why would you send something like that? Fine, India and Pakistan don't get along, whatever. The politics, Modi and Imran Khan and Modi and the new guy, whoever he is. But why are you hating on the people? They have not done anything to you. An innocent father, mother or children. Why are you happy if someone were to die in a flood or earthquake or tragedy? Why? And I had enough. And I imagine he's a very big supporter of mine. I immediately, everyone was asking what the hell and this and that. And finally I chimed in, which I rarely do. I said, I'm sorry, but I find this very unacceptable. I said, I have respected you and I still do, as someone who has accomplished so much. You're a very senior guy. You're very mature. But when it comes to nationalistic pride and Indians and Hinduism and all, you take it to the extreme. Instead of having the nationality, citizenship, and the religion to spread love, you are so bitter. And then I told her, I'm sorry, but even though you're my biggest supporter and well-wisher, I'm sorry, but as a leader, I can't have you in this group. I cannot have you because you're very toxic. You're so bitter, man. And he said, Loy, whatever you decide, I respect you and all that. And I said, bye. And in fact, I did this even with one very well-paying, good client of mine. It was a tough decision. And the reason I got pissed off with that client was he was, these videos that were circulating of these Palestinian children, like, after they get bombed, their bodies are mutilated and intestines are hanging out, and the father's hugging and crying, and like a father hugging his daughter and crying. And this guy would post on his Facebook, well deserved. You use them as shield. Now you pay the price. Ha ha ha. And I was like, boss, I'm sorry, but I know you're a good client. I know you've paid me very well. And I know that you support Israel and Palestine, which is totally fine, but I can't have this. In good conscience, I cannot have it. So, are you going to, disrupt a relationship which financially benefits us both? I said, yes, because this is inhuman. What is this? Like, you're happy that children are dying? Like, parents are losing their children? And he was even sharing the videos where some comedians were making fun of the Palestinian people not having food and all that. They were making fun, ha ha ha. And some of them, these few people, they were throwing rice on the ground and saying, oh, eat like this, eat like this. So I said, I'm sorry, but it's a very poor taste. I don't find this funny. I told him, I understand that humor is, like, some people may find it offensive, but there's some things which are not funny. So I had to end. In fact, the most painful one was a friend that I knew from many years, who she was like very successful. She was like a family person to me. I helped her grow her brand. She was like one of the top beautiful models. She was occupying a very senior position, a very good well-wisher of mine, like a family friend. And on the WhatsApp group, on the WhatsApp chat, we used to have always, every day we would talk for at least 1 hour, every day, even after coming to Thailand. One day I sent her, some of these videos of these poor children, and I was saying, like, this is crazy, this war has to stop. She responded by saying, Loy, are you brainwashed by the Matrix? I was like, what brainwash? What Matrix? What are you talking about? Loy, have you noticed? There are children dying in Somalia. There are children dying in Pakistan. There are children dying, like, different Philippines or Asia or this thing. You will never talk about the children suffering and dying in Africa or Asia or Philippines. You're only talking about the children dying in Palestine. Why? I said, why? Because it is in the news. We can see it. Why aren't you talking of the children dying in Africa? I said, can you show me what specifically? No, it's not in the news. So I said, then how do you know that it's, like, what are you talking about? Like, I know it happens. No, you have to do research. You have to find out. And you have to ask yourself why the Matrix is sharing only this, why the Matrix is not sharing that. I immediately told her, she being an Indian, I told her, you are started to sound like those Indian chaps whom, when I say this rape happened in India or point at that incident, they say, why don't you talk about the rape that happened in Pakistan? So when I ask them, what rape? No, if you search hard, you'll find Afghanistan, Pakistan, Uzbekistan. And what about the Muslims? Why don't you speak about them? What are you talking about? We are talking of this incident. If there's another incident, you show me what that is. And why are you telling me about every country in the world? Brazil and Uganda and Somalia. You are not interested in these countries, then why are you bringing it up? Let's focus on what matters. We are Indians and we speak on the problems in India. Just because you don't like Pakistan and you talk of Pakistan, so does it negate what is happening in India? No, we need to focus on our problems in our country with our people. That's how we improve. If you have a problem child, You don't say, oh, but what about our neighbor's kid? Neighbor's not behaving. So then does it solve our child's problem? And she says, law, you're brainwashed. Law, you're brainwashed. These are all AI generated images. They are paid actors. They are acting and you're falling for it. I don't feel an iota of pity for all this. This happens everywhere. She went on and on and on until I couldn't take it anymore. And I ended that relationship. In fact, in my WhatsApp groups, when I have people who, whether it's Israel, whether it's Palestine, whether it's India, whether it's Pakistan, if I get any member, whether old standing, whether a well paid client, but who takes happiness and joy or glee at a mother, sister, daughter, child, father, a man or woman, an innocent person dying, and they take satisfaction out of it. Ha ha ha, you deserve. I'm sorry, I don't want such a person. In fact, the subscribers that I have, they think I'm like the typical YouTuber who wants, please subscribe, please subscribe. I want you to subscribe, please like, please share. They think I'm dying for all this. I honestly, whether you believe me or not, I want a small circle, but a circle of love, trust, or, like this word is used a lot, authenticity. What is the use of having everybody and then you have these woke crowds and these mad people and these people who are toxic and people who are hated? Why do you want all this? I prefer earning little with peace of mind or a little fame or no fame with peace of mind rather than having a lot of fame and a lot of money with complete ruckus where I have to dance to their tune, where I have to say what pleases them. I don't want this, man. This is so ridiculous. I'll tell you this poor man, it's no fault of his own. He didn't hurt anyone. He didn't harm anyone. He just wanted to have a life with his wife and his born children. And there are a lot of people who hate Palestinians or hate Muslims and say, oh, why are they terrorists? Why do they want to kill? Why can't they be good? You tell me, what does he have to live for now? Tell me, he was peaceful. What does he have to live? Now he will forever live with that pain, right? He'll forever see their photographs, and don't you think he will snap? Don't you think he has lost the purpose to live, to work? And don't you think he would want to take some kind of revenge or some kind of anger? Just imagine if you are in his place and someone did this to you, what would you do, man? Would you say, forgive and forget, let's go to work, kumbaya? If you're going to be displaced from your country, you can't work, you can't earn, you can't live peacefully, you can't eat, and then your loved ones are killed, then won't you become mad? Won't your sole goal be to take some kind of revenge, like do or die? What do you think pushes them to, strap a bomb or something and blow themselves up? Because they don't have a reason to. I'm not justifying, I'm not saying you should do that. But when you push someone to such a limit, they'll break, no? They'll go mad, no? I don't know how he is taking this pain, and I don't know. Now, this video is not about hate. This video is not about we have to hate this side or that side, or Hindu, Muslim, Jew, Israel, Palestine, India, Pakistan. It's more of a plea as a human being, as one human being to another. Yeah, we can agree to disagree. We can disagree on a lot of things. But let not the disagreement or the opinions be so extreme where you find joy in hurting, harming, or in someone else's tragedy. Like even these people who subscribe and comment, I'll do this to your child, I'll do this to your wife. Even that thought, how can you write something like that? My only thing is, if there was a message I could give is, Man, there's enough of hate, there's enough of problems in the world here. We don't need more. Please don't let the media brainwash you. Have a balanced viewpoint. Yes, hate bad ideas. Punish those who commit the crime, like pedophiles or criminals or murderers. Fine, punish them. But don't start spewing so much of hate that any normal man or woman, husband or wife or child, that you start targeting them and you take joy in their downfall. Like these people who I got rid of from my life and from my groups, and I still watch his video and I don't know how he's able to cope, and I can't imagine the pain he's going through. That's all I wanted to say through this video. You guys take care. And yeah, comment down below.